Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with Leon and Joyce, and we're having a great conversation. And we just hope the camera woman's arms don't get too tired, because that's a very challenging angle. Maybe she can stand up instead, so that she can, maintain her energy there. Okay, is that a little bit better? Would you say? Okay, good. All right, so what do you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, let's talk about type interactions.
You know what's funny? I'm no expert on type interactions at all. The camera woman actually is an expert on that, but I'll try my best to navigate the conversation with what she taught me.
Okay, sure. Why don't we talk about our interactions with family members, right? So in terms of that dynamic, what do you feel like you learned in your dynamic interacting with your parents?
Interesting. So my mom, I believe, is an ESFJ. And she's big on recognizing other people and keeping in touch with them and showing them appreciation through cards and calls and things like that. I tend to just be kind of, I tend to be out of sight, out of mind. Yeah. So I care a lot about people who I see in front of me, and when I don't see them, they don't exist. So I would say I learned a lot about just keeping a list of people in my life and just reaching out to them on a regular basis, making sure they're all right. And I typically don't do that, but every now and then she'll remind me to, and I'm like, you know what, I really should call that person and just
cool.
see how they're doing. Yeah,
and for context, Guitaro here is an ESFP, and so in my experience, I have an ESFP mother and an ISTJ dad, and I have INFJ preferences. And I find with my ESFP mother, she is quite good at enjoying her life and going out and being spontaneous and a little bit hedonistic, but in some ways it can allow me to let loose. And so I become a little bit more open to trying experiences and having a little bit of the wild side also in just trying to be more alive in life. So yeah, I noticed that. And it's incredible. I find in a lot of ways she does things so fast and instant. When she has an idea of what to do in terms of action, she'll just jump and take action. So I find that that's something that I have had to learn over time, because I can be quite deliberative, trying to understand something or contemplate something before acting. And so the type dynamics there have been either appreciating her action-orientedness, or at a younger age realizing that thinking too long before doing something can sometimes make her impatient too. So it's really helped speed me up when I do things.
Wow.
Yeah. And with an ISTJ father, he's so routine that that's very surprising. I didn't know a person could be predictable down to the hour. It made me realize how to accommodate someone who is so specific with their preferences. And also watching my parents go between feeling like my mother had to experience things, and she likes to be chill, and she likes to experience, sorry, I haven't prepared for this, clearly.
I feel like your J's coming in right now.
Exactly, yeah. So I noticed that my mom is a free spirit. She really enjoys having fun, being chill, and going out, experiencing life full force. And my father, with his complaining and criticism, would sometimes bring down her vibes. And so I noticed that with my ESFP mother, it's so important for her to maintain the good, positive feeling she has. And it made me realize about the importance of the vibe. ESFPs can actually be pretty good at extroverted feeling in some ways, in being able to keep the vibe going.
And it's really incredible that they're both able to teach you great lessons from opposite sides of the fence almost.
Yeah.
Awesome. What about you, Leon?
Yeah, so my parents are ESFJ and also INTJ. My mom being an ESFJ. And she taught me a lot. I think she made me pay much more attention to my appearance and how, basically how do I present in front of other people, right? Be making sure that I know how to be able to take care of my needs very well, because I'm up here in my mind, right? And my dad is someone who's very supportive as an INTJ, in a very pragmatic sense with the expert thinking. So find that helpful. He tends to plan more carefully ahead, right? And I could take a little bit more risk than he does. But it's been a nice balance. And just in terms of like socionics relationships, they're conflictors. So my mom and my dad, they think very, very differently from one another, and they don't really get each other and how the other person thinks. So that's something I would like to point out.
Well, even though they're able to teach you many things, they still have more to learn from each other, would you say?
Yeah, like they actually say with conflictors, conflictors could turn each other into philosophers because each person just thinks so differently that there's like only like so much that you can learn from them. Yeah, it really forces you out of your own perspective and your own point of view. So in order to like live with a conflictor, you have to become a philosopher and be able to like really broaden your perspective on life outside of your own cognitive functions.
True. And I'll end with saying that my dad is an ENTP, and I would say that that's something that he instilled in me to, I would say, think outside the box, but more specifically, to really understand the world and how everything connects to each other, how to understand things from a systems level, that each system in the world is interacting with each other, and the more you can find those interactions, the more you can achieve understanding and learn how to work with the system as it is. So, I mean, I know that's very conceptual, right? I don't know exactly how that helped me, but at the very least, I'm aware of it because I've seen it in him so much. Maybe if you asked me on a different day, I'd be like, okay, this is how it helped me achieve this and that. But I'm still not sure about that yet. But anyway, that's how that helped me. Well, that's how it manifested. Me having my ENTP dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you wanted to talk about like your mom and also you, in terms of semi-duality, is there something that you find like, because she has expert sensing, that it draws you in some sort of way?
I've always been my mother's favorite, and so I have an ESTJ brother, and he's actually envious of how much my mother and I connect. I actually find, that there's a lot of positive traits that my mother brings on to my life. I even think about like the Taro has a singing channel, and my mother is a huge singing person. She'll just sing around the house or just live her life. So it's helpful for me. I don't have to be so future oriented or projecting into the future, and have more of the now experience and have a richer life. Although sometimes my mother can be very self-absorbed in her emotions, and we can rub each other the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because I don't actually know what her values are sometimes, because she won't always state them. So it's almost like she'll act on it very strongly, and then there will be a miscommunication there.
Yeah.
So just real quick, in this conversation, we had 3 different types who all have parents who are not their personality type. And so what that has created is an environment where we're able to learn things we would not have normally, I would say, been driven to learn at all. And I think for the most part, it might have made all of us better people. Would you say that? No.
I would say so. Actually, with my family, there's 3 Aaron's. So I'm an INFP, my sister's an INTP, my dad's an INTJ. My mom's very different because she's an ESFJ. So she's the one who's like bringing the vibes, bringing everyone together. Otherwise, we'll just like, the rest of us will just be floating in our own heads off to ourselves.
Would you say that the types of your parents have made you a better person?
No answer.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you this. Maybe there are aspects that are positive and aspects that you might not, you might not appreciate that much. But overall, I think Joyce is pretty cool. So maybe they had something to do with it.
Yeah. You never know.
Maybe.
Well,
Cool.
I definitely think that through our parents, they're either role models or anti-role models, and we learn who we want to be or who we do not want to be through their influence. So it is helpful for sure.
Yeah, and I think if you had no parents at all or no parental figures in your life, you'd be pretty worse off. Would you say? I mean, you'd be a baby skeleton somewhere out in the wilderness.
Yeah. Especially like, I guess having sensing parents really teach you how to have common sense in the practical real world. So I guess that's been incredibly helpful. Otherwise, I could definitely just be a soul drifting around in a human suit. So yeah, all in all, it was a good thing.
Awesome. Cool. Any closing remarks for the people?
It was really nice to have Joyce visit. It's very nice to have Joyce visit us in New York City. I could confirm she's like a floating soul. Because the way that she walks around, she's like not like in the world. She's like in her head a bit, but it's cool.
Well, I'm glad to meet both of you guys. And we have done interviews together on Zoom or online. It's good to meet you in person. And I'm glad that you all like hugs. So one more hug, guys. Hey.
Hey.